Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. For those of you who don't know, this pole here indicates the location of the North train station. This is indeed the North Pole. So your faithful correspondent, Joe Hills, is now standing atop the North Pole. And I'm looking around, this train station is supposed to be pretty impressive. You know what's not impressive? Is not having a floor and having trees just kind of growing all up inside of it that are not planned. You know, anytime you have trees going on inside of a building, you really need to have kind of a forward-thinking, landscape-centric architectural style. We don't have that now. We just have trees. We just have trees, and they're in the building, and, you know, Elvis has not left the building, but these trees have not left the building either. Now, the difference is, Elvis was never here, and these trees evidently are. These trees need to be removed. So that's what I'm going to do. Joe Hills, identifying problems, isolating them, solving them, you know? Somebody the other day on my Twitter was just like, oh no, I forgot to pack food for school today, and I hate spending money on Uber, which I personally agree, because Uber's like a bad company. And they were like, oh, I wish there was a Lyft Eats. And I was like, wait, if you're at a school, don't they have a cafeteria? And he's like, oh my goodness, they do. Thank you. I didn't even think of that. And I'm like, boom, next problem. Next problem. That's what we got to do. Got to always be looking for that next problem. And now, that doesn't mean we should never rest. We should never relax. We should never take a break and sit back and enjoy what we've accomplished. But we need to accept that, like, not taking a break is one of the problems. Sometimes we got to just do as much as we can and then immediately power down. It's like, hey, you know, oh, should I sit up and watch some TV? Or, you know what, should I just go to bed? Sometimes the answer is go to bed. The problem is that you need sleep. The problem is not that you need to watch TV. So anyway, we're just identifying problems. Many of the problems here are trees. But you might be saying, Joe, that's fine, but what's the next problem? The next problem is that we need to rest. Now, here, let's use this for example. Should I sit here and watch television and let mobs overwhelm me and slay me? Or should I go to sleep? Please feel free to scream at your computer screens the answer now. I'm going to sleep. Oh no, the bed's too far away. Next problem, we walked closer. Boom, next problem. Ta-da! That's how we do it. That is how you live a productive life, you know? And some people are like, oh, yeah. You gotta always be working, No, you gotta always be identifying what needs to be done and doing it. And what needs to be done is not always work. Sometimes what needs to be done is creative or fun or interesting. It still needs to be done. Pretending that rest does not need to be done is intrinsically disconnected from the human experience. So we are getting our rest, and we are going to build a chest, and we're going to put things in the chest. This is a construction area, so, you know, sometimes in construction areas on Hermitcraft, we just have random chests lying around with stuff in them. I don't know. That's what chests are for here. I'm a little worried about this rail lines kind of forest thing. We're going to probably have to clear a lot of the trees that connect the rail line to the station. Now, I don't know if the trains are going to be up in the sky or if they're going to hug the ground. Is Ren online still? No, Ren is not online. Dang it. Okay. He was earlier. I was going to ask in theory, if the train is like a monorail above the forest anyway, I don't need to clear out the trees below it. In fact, that's the point of a monorail, is that you don't disturb the nature below. But if the train is explicitly like on the ground, well, yeah, we're gonna have to clear all this. So, anyway, you know, sometimes the next problem is that you haven't written a poem lately. You know? That's what I'm saying. Go write more poems. Sometimes the problem is you haven't practiced your elocution lately. I've been trying to do occasional Periscope streams where I try to learn new songs by reading them like with the lyrics. Like I pull up the lyrics and I try to sing these very quick songs with complex words as fast as I can, just to practice my speaking, because it's important to speak and I want to be good at it. And it's a lot of fun. Like, in particular, I've tried doing some of the Tom Lehrer's songs, like The Elements, which is a very fast list of the elements from the periodic table. You might have heard of it, unless your next problem is that you need to get educated about the fundamentals of what molecules are made of. Hint, molecules are made of elements. What are elements? Well, that's the next problem. You should start on that. Okay, so somewhere in this tree part here, we're hiding some silly logs. And unlike, certain animals, like with pigs, you could be like, Piggy Sue, Piggy Sue. And then they'd like, come and be like, hey, you calling me, man? What up, boss? You got more food? And then I don't know, whatever reason you call pigs for, you would attend to. But like, these logs, they just hide inside the tree. They could be anywhere. Like there. There's one. Now, if that was the last one, then this whole thing is going to start like rapidly dissembling. But seems like there's probably at least one or two more. Maybe not. Okay, rapid dissembling has begun. Okay, good use of the elytra there. Wow. Okay, see, this is another example of a next problem. We can't have ugly trees, like, within view distance of our train station. Train station should be a temple to, like, the concept of connectedness. And that tree that was floating above the ground was so disconnected from the earth that it was making a mockery of what we were trying to build here. So, we look around, and we look for our next problem. This doesn't seem to be decaying. Why not? Well, you can't get rid of the K until you get rid of the trunk. So, boom, we have removed the trunk, and the rest of the K should take care of itself. I think. Ta-da! Leave me alone, floating shrubberies. Okay, yeah, next. We're gonna just kind of dance around here, picking up things, putting them in our inventory. I really think, since this is supposed to be the north station here, we should get some spruce trees and plant them kind of in the surrounding areas. I kind of want to deforest, like, a lot of this and reforest it for the future builds. But I don't know how aggressive I want to be on that. Probably the answer is very. I should just be as aggressive as possible. Because this is also going to be how we gather enough wood to, I don't know, have wood for builds later. So, it's not like I've had an abundance of wood this whole season. Hey, it's Ren. Let's ask him real quick. What elevation will the rails be at? Will they hug the ground or be on posts above it like a monorail? Probably one block around rail level. I didn't use my Rendog voice. Probably one block above ground level so we can make the rail lines look awesome. Awesome. Everything is awesome. Okay, well, what that definitely means then is that we are going to have to, well, for one thing, grab all these apples to keep those pesky doctors away. Gotcha. Just trying to determine how many trees to clear along the line itself. So, Rendog has made it clear we're going to have to deforest a lot of this. That's just part of how this is going to go. Luckily, we have an enchanted axe, and above and beyond that, we have an enchanted spirit. No, not a ghost we shoved in an enchant table. We have the soul of an adventurer who also wants to contribute to his community, you know? We have the soul of a volunteer. No. I mean, I am doing this voluntarily, but... So, Ren says keep 3 blocks clear on either side of the lines. 3 on either side. Got it. That is actually really helpful to know. Okay. Can do. Great. And this will just make it easier, too, for us to find our way back here when we inevitably leave in order to get more materials and then can't find our way back. So, this is, on the whole, great progress already. We're just gonna swing through here like so. And we'll I was going to say we'll swing through here like so, then we'll spring through here like snow, but that isn't exactly seasonal. I wish I had a reasonal have to think about these lyrics if my name is going to be Joe. But that's not entirely true, for me or for you. I better knock these trees down until my axe is blue. Oh wait, it is already. Gotta keep a steady eye on these trees. I can feel it already in my knees. I don't know. I'm just here to have fun. I hope you guys are here to have fun too. But yeah, I was gonna say what I wanted to do was pull up the what do you call it? I wanted to pull up one of those Tim Lehrer songs that I was practicing just to kind of show you guys. I can't sing the whole song on the YouTube video because I don't have the copyright permissions. But yeah, let me pull up the lyrics to Tom Lehrer's The Elements. 1 second. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lithium, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and gold, protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, and boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium. There's strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium, and barium. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to do the whole song because I don't have, full permission to perform. But, just doing a snippet like that is fine. But that's the sort of thing I've been trying to do, just relaxing in the evenings on Twitter's live stream Periscope thing. Because, I've found that you can't really stream to Twitch and all those things from your phone very well. And it's not worth setting up the whole, and I'm not really set up to live stream from my house. So where is that bed that I put down? I probably should put some torches in here. Maybe that's the next problem. So there we go. So one option for this station, if this is going to be the northern station in the Christmas district, would be to make it look like some sort of Christmassy element, like a giant Christmas tree or a giant candy cane. Now, if we were going to make it as like a giant Christmas tree, how high up are we now? We are at 68. Okay, nice. So that means that we would have until the build limit, 256. The slope of the tree, I'm just not sure it would be worth it. Although, okay, wait, I was thinking well, if I made the trunk of the tree 32 blocks wide, it wouldn't be, I would hit the build limit before I got the tree to be, narrow enough for the top of it. But if I made the tree skirt, if I, how, a Christmas tree will have that, red cloth around it or white cloth around it? If I made the tree skirt 32 by 32, and then I had the train run in a circle around it, that would actually look very, very cool and very like a real Christmas tree. So what we would do is we would have the red tree skirt, we would have the train that goes around the tree skirt where the station, and so we would have an additional train loop that connects to the main train lines. And then we would have the the tree trunk in the center, and then the tree branches and the green leaves and stuff going out. So we'd have a skyscraper, but the trunk itself would only have to be much narrower. Maybe we would have the tree trunk be something 4x4, just enough that we could have an additional rail line kind of spiral up inside it to the top, and you could look out from the store. That could be really cool. Yeah. Let's see. That could be very cool. Now, we are going to need a good amount of wood for that, but that's okay because we have plenty of wood from all these trees nearby. Although they're not the right kind of wood necessarily. Maybe we can go to a wood store and trade one kind of wood for another. Like a log swap. A log exchange. I don't know. A bark market. There's something there. This should be a thing if it's not. There should be a way to trade one type of tree for another in Minecraft. Or at least on Hermitcraft, because Hermitcraft really dares to dream in ways that the rest of Minecraft doesn't. No, I'm just kidding. The rest of Minecraft is really sleepy. They're dreaming all the time. So, another more disconnected trees. What is with this? I shake my fist at your inability to reconcile with my conception of the importance of train stations in the modern world. And I strike you with an axe. When I say I shake my fist, I mean like my fist is around an axe that I'm hitting you with. It's effective. Okay, we're going to just wipe this one out too, in case we need to round this corner a little bit. I know that Ren kind of had a pretty clear grasp of how he wanted to do this, but it just strikes me that this may need to be cut a little bit here. Okay. Man, I had no idea that there were so many apples and trees. I don't know if they changed the spawn rate on those. Why don't we survey this whole path for a little bit? Okay, so this is going to come up through here. Oh, yeah, this is all going to need to be cleared out. There is no question of that. Might as well just take the axe to it while we go. That's fine. I am Joe Hills. You know, I kind of want to do another song while I'm going through and knocking out these. But the thing is, like I said, these elocution practice songs, the goal was not to memorize the songs, it's to be able to read them off the paper. And so I can't actually read them off the paper while I'm hitting trees, because that's not how tree hitting works, really. You gotta be focused on where you're striking your axe so you don't accidentally hit your boot. Because even though I've got diamond boots, they do have endurance. And, you know, I could break through to a toe. Could be real bad. Real quickly. So, nobody wants that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly clear a bunch of trees, and then I'm going to try to just demonstrate another one of those elocution things. So, here we go. Tree swipe. Tree hit. Time skip. That's what I meant. Time skip. I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical. From Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. A lot of news. Oh yes, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. In short matters, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general. I know our mythic history, King Arthur's and Sir Caradoc. I answer hard acrostics. I have a pretty taste for paradox. I quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus. In conics I can floor peculiarities parabolous. I can tell undoubted Raphaels from Jared Dow's and Zothenes. I know the Greek and chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes. Then I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinaphore. Dinaphore. And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. Then I can write a washing list in Babylitic cuneiform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform in shortened matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general. So guys, I'm actually not the very model of a modern major general, but I will tell you, learning how to say, I quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus is like the most difficult thing I've had to pronounce in my adult life. Like, that took me way too long to practice. But that's the thing though, is now that I can quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus, I can be a better YouTuber who is fabulous. I can make the sounds that you guys want to hear around your screens, and, you know, hopefully create some joyful laughter and not mirthful screams. Oh wait, mirthful screams are probably fine, but not like dirgeful screams. I don't want you guys to be like, oh no, Joe Hills is terrible. You know, it's fine if you do. Just in the privacy of your own home. You don't need to take to the streets and complain about me. But anyway, so yeah, we're just going through here, knocking out trees, thinking about ideas. The more I'm thinking about this Christmas tree idea, with the tree skirt and the train that runs around it, kind of the happier I am. You know, nice little decorative choo-choo train, maybe on a separate track. Maybe the viewer doesn't get to ride around on that one. But, A nice little decorative choo-choo train with a little coal-powered engine. You know, very old-school Minecraft. It would look good. I think that would be pretty cool. Of course, this tree is just going to give me nothing but trouble, because these logs here are going to stop this from despawning. Boo. But I don't want to actually knock this one down if I don't have to. So, yeah, that's its own whole thing. What do I have to do, and what do I want to do? Either way, I need to keep going. We want to keep making progress, because that is how we progress. It's kind of simple, but a lot of times just not working on the problem won't fix it. So, here we go. Next problem. Not this next problem. We're gonna bypass this one. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna find some nice short trees to knock down. No! Just more tall trees over here. Dang it. Let's go hit this thing. Time skip. If you recall last episode, we had a hard time connecting these dots across here, trying to find our way to the Grand Northern Station. But you know what? We have made some incredible progress. While these dots here remain unlit, they were basically pre-cleared. There isn't a ton of trees over here that are going to be in Rendog's way. But as we got closer to our station, plenty of trees were in the way. I've gone through, I've cleared them out, and I've lit a nice path that I think will make a big difference as he approaches the target of creating something beautiful here, which is a rail line. I'm going to create something beautiful here too, which is a rail station. But, you know, core concept, everybody's creating something beautiful together. That's the connectedness that the rail station symbolizes. Now, please leave any comments in the YouTube comment section below with ideas you have about how to make this station as cool as possible. I'm thinking, like I said, big Christmas tree. Now, however, I don't believe in erecting Christmas trees before Thanksgiving, so what I might do is build a giant pine tree in the next few weeks and then convert it to a Christmas tree after Thanksgiving. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Before we go, you might have noticed that this episode was mid-roll ad free, and that is thanks to a $50 a month Patreon donation from Kathleen Heath. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem that I've written myself. Thanks, I say, over and over. Thanks, I say, but it's never enough. Not because others are ungrateful for my gratitude, but because what I owe to others, to their patience, to their kindness, cannot be repaid with words, or one word. Thanks, I say. Above and past that, thanks I must do. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.